Today I've just received a TOPDON, what is this, BT200. I bought it myself from Amazon. I did have one in the past I wasn't too happy with, but it turns out it was broken, and that's why it had faulty readings. So I got this one thinking I'll see what it's like, and I'm going to try it on this. I'm not going to do the crank and the alternator test, I just want to do a basic battery test, because I've still been doing the load test that you do, the old load tester. The one I had was the BT100, this is the 200, and I just thought I need something a bit better than what I've got. The load tester, I'm thinking, what is it we're trying to do at the end of the day? Usually it's not sitting in the car listening to the radio and stuff like that. We want to know if the car is going to crank, and a good load test is the starter motor, and something else that's, although batteries have changed over the years, it's still a starter motor, and it's still got an engine that it's trying to turn over. The engine's still got the compression, things like that. I know stop-start's a little different, so it's going to be using it more often. Going off the subject a bit here, point is it was time to be like everybody else and have the right tool for the job. So I looked, obviously there's better, I don't want to say better, there's more expensive brands out there, but sometimes it's what you can afford at the time. And this one's really cheap. It was like, I don't know, maybe 60, 70 pounds. So we're going to do the battery test. I like the way this is better display on it than the other one, so it's regular, and we're going to go for, what have we got here, DIN, D-I-N. No, I don't want that one. We're going to go for the 680 EN. So let's look for EN. Do we see an EN? There it is. So we enter that. Did I say 680? Can I just hold it down? Yeah. Look at that. It's all new. That's us done. So let's see what it says for this. I like the display on this one better than, to be fair, the other one they sent to me and it was free, didn't cost me anything, but I thought, oh, replace, look at that, wow. So that's good. I can advise them on that. It's that season, we're getting into the cold weather. This one, yeah, replace it, so I can take a screenshot of that and let them know. They did have one of these with a printer, and I figured I'll just get one of these instead. 680 amps rated, and its internal resistance is 5.15 mega ohms. So that's pretty good to see all that. I like the way it tells you in red as well, replace. So there we go, battery test instead of load tester. I wonder what the load tester would say. Should we have a look? Get the load tester on it and see what that does. Got the old school load tester. This one's similar to a Snap-on one that you used to get years ago. Sealy, this one, but at 12.5 volts. No, at 13 volts, so I was looking at the halfway line. 13 volts, I count to 10, 3, 4, 5. So there we go, it stayed in the green the whole time. With this, I would have got the impression that that's a good battery. Let it go. So there you go, this is time to maybe move on and work with the times. This is telling me it's good. And it's not, well, I could do the cranking test. I don't want to go into it that far, but I could have cranked this and see what the needle goes down to. And I don't need to, I'm just going to go with the other one and advise a battery. I didn't want somebody that was going to send me a battery tester that was going to be giving the wrong information and then telling everybody you need a battery, or I'd recommend getting one, and they don't do it for whatever reason, and years later they're still fine with the car, because then they would think I'm trying to make money out of them. But yeah, this one, it was happy with 100 amps. It can handle 100 amps. But it's not what it should be, as we saw with the other one. Thanks for watching. Got this other battery on here. This one I didn't spend a lot on it. It's not an expensive battery, and the van's been stood for a little bit. I mean, I use it every day, but the van has, you know, I've not been running the engine or anything, and we've been sat in the car with the interior light on. But I know this isn't that old, and I've put this same test on this one, and we've got health is 88%, which isn't great, but it wasn't a dear battery to begin with. But the charge, 53, and we look there, the 12.32, and that reminds me of what I was seeing something a while ago on YouTube, another YouTuber that knows a lot more than me, and they were explaining it as the clock, if you imagine an old clock. And this one, it says the charge is at 12.3. So 12 isn't fully charged. 12.6 they say is fully charged, and they were comparing it to a clock, like the round clock, and you've got at the top of the clock, if you imagine a clock there, the top you'd have 12, 15 minutes past, 30 minutes past, 45 minutes past, and then all the way down would be 60. So they forget the 12, we go for the however many minutes past. So if it's quarter past, it's 15 minutes, so it's like quarter charged. Half past would be 30 minutes. 30 minutes, you know, halfway around the clock. 30 minutes, and that's 12.3, so that's how they compared it. So 12.15 is quarter charge, half a charge would be 12.3, 3/4 was 12.4. It was just a rough guide, and that seems to match what the guy said matches this. It's saying it's half charged and it's at 12.3, so that clock thing seems to work. I suppose you could do that part of it with a multimeter. See what the voltage is as it's sitting there. If it's 12.3, you know it's 50% charged, even though it's over the 12. But, okay, I'm happy with this. Thanks for watching.